Hello guys, and welcome to our second episode of Michi's Esport Diaries this year. As you could have known, as you've figured out by now, I am planning to do this on a monthly basis, not weekly anymore. It's just literally really a catch-up of what's going on, and gives you guys the opportunity to identify a little bit more with our streaming anyways, and also you will see what I think about certain things that have happened in the past. So yeah, let's start right away. It has been an interesting month in January. It's the first month literally that I'm teamless, where I'm not having an esports team. And you know, there are some positive and some negative things coming with that. Negatively, surely, the kind of company is missing. I mean, you know, we still have the contacts and the friends with each other, but everything is a bit more loose. And certainly right now, I don't know where the things are heading to. Obviously, I'm open for any offers. I'm open for new adventures. But at the same time, I really fear that, especially when you talk about R-Factor 2 and maybe Le Mans Ultimate in the future, then it will be pretty much down to Le Mans Virtual Series happening or not happening, whether there are serious esport contracts coming around or not. I think in the entire industry or in the entire team area right now, there is some holding pattern. Everyone is like, yeah, we need to see about Le Mans Virtual Series. Will it come? Will it not come? Will it happen? Will it not happen? That certainly doesn't make life easy. On the other hand, though, being a free agent, so to say, gives us the opportunity to do things more openly, more freely, less restricted than before. As much as I need to say that Burst Esport has never been restrictive with anything that I did, really, apart, like, you know, the obvious things like don't share the setups, don't share internal property and stuff, intellectual property of the systems that we're using. They are not so important right now anyway, but yeah, Burst has been really, really great there. But it is now obviously where I can work in a different way, where I can like focus 100% on streaming and social mediaing right now. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. Nothing that you will see straight away, but still, you know, slight changes here and there, slight different formats, maybe also different type of shorts, different type of videos coming up in the near future. Those are the things that I'm currently working on. And last but not least, improveyourlaptime.com, our R-Factor 2 dedicated setup shop. There has been a huge difference for me, having a lot more time, having also a lot more information I can dedicate towards that shop, because, you know, literally I got like a setup for every other car track combination out there on R-Factor 2. And as much as I'm now a free agent and not contracted anymore, I still have the obligation to not just go out like, oh, this is what Burst Esport used 2 years ago. That's not going to happen, simply. And one has to also say, if I did that, it wouldn't just quite help the setup shop anyway, because those setups are like, they are 100% driver fitting for me or for Jenny or for Jesper, for David, whoever came around with those setups, and they're just not going into the shop because, and I don't mean that in a despective way or anything, but probably not many people will be able to drive them, since you have to drive them spot on with a certain technique, and those setups create certain anomalies in driving that I say the average user would not like to have on the car. So, but that is something that has come up for me, because it was, I think, a Porsche Cup car setup that I did for Imola like 3 or 4 weeks back, where there was feedback, like a lot of people bought it and the people liked it. They say, we believe it's a good setup, it's just like can't drive it the way that it shall be driven, or I can't drive it the way that it needs to be driven. And that kind of was also a little bit of an eye-opener. I was like, yeah, okay, maybe those die-hard esports setups, they really just work in the hands of an esports guy. And nonetheless, though, coming back to the fact where it is positive to be a free agent right now, this gives me right now the opportunity to just say, okay, with the knowledge I have, I can rebuild every other setup, not as an esports approach, but, you know, taking on the goggles for the average sim racer. and that is like really a big opportunity right now. So yeah, that is it about the first 4 weeks being a free agent. What else have we done in the meanwhile? We've taken part in a Daytona iRacing 24. Yeah, iRacing and me, it's not like a love story. Certainly did not end up being a love story, because I've done a solid job, I guess, for the most of the time until the last stint where I suddenly died and then had that repair and the mind drove me crazy, and then I ran even out of fuel. And it was that lap where everyone was like, congrats, how the hell did you make it back to the pits within like with only 2 or 3 decimals of liters of fuel in the tank. I think it was 2 weeks after, like just the past week now, where I received the email that I got disqualified for the race for cutting the track. I mean, like, there's not much that I'm going to say to this. Probably as per the rules, it's maybe justified. But I mean, yeah, you can argue that I didn't do the full circuit and that was an advantage, because I would have otherwise had to tow. Yet though, I lost a minute on the track from going out with 30 kph. I served a 40 or 50 second stop and hold penalty for cutting the track. Yeah, penalty enough, I guess. But whatever, we got disqualified from that. Fair enough. Stuff happens. Something else that I want to share with you guys. I think you have maybe seen that race I did on New Year's Eve, where there was a certain guy that wasn't happy with us being quicker and happy with us overtaking him. So he waited a lap, killed us once, killed us twice, and maybe he was waiting for us killing us a third time. But back then, when he wanted to kill us the third time, I decided to take action. And I intentionally ram him off the track, as he has done it with me 2 times before, and has done it with other people's many times before in the same race. As a matter of fact, I think he finally then DNF'd because he lost the wheel, lost an engine, finally him being eliminated from that race. I want to emphasize that I hate me for having done it. I need to be more mature. I need to be more in contention of myself. And last but not least, I would need to be, well, I need to trust in the legal body of the competition system to deal with those kind of things accordingly. Yet though, many people have said I have saved that race for many other people, eliminating a threat that was just going around the track intentionally wrecking people. After all, I kind of committed a crime in that way when you look into the code of conduct for R-Factor 2. So my account has been banned for a day. And I agree with that, and I accept that. And I'm sincerely sorry to the community having not conducted myself in that way. The issue I have with that penalty of it being 1 day is that the other guy got just 1 day as well, which kind of puts the action on equal levels. And I think a guy that has taken out multiple cars than being taken out by the guy that was taken out by him before and just making sure he could not harm any further people, to harm that, to rate that the same way is something I kind of disagree with. But okay, that is just the aftermath of it. This is just what happened. I have linked you the race in the top right corner, so you can have a look at the stream and create your own picture about it. Yeah, what else has happened in the last 4 weeks? It was the past weekend where we came back to the F1 Creator Series after being absent for like 3 or 4 weeks even. I think it was the race number 5 or 6, and it was only the second appearance that season. And what a race that was. It was a mystery Grand Prix. Suzuka got selected as a track. And it was an absolute fantastic race after all. I would have never thought I'd get intermediate pole position and getting an extra point at all, one time even. But on that day it happened, like the last lap in Q1 with the intermediates and wet conditions, somehow I placed myself in P1 by 18 thousandths ahead of teammate Razin. And honestly, that was the first moment where I cheered, and that was like a little bit of an ignition after a kind of bad practice and a little bit of a bad feeling about pace, where I was like, okay, maybe there's something in it. We started P8, moved up to P4 in the opening lap. It was an amazing opening lap, and then like the race just came towards us. We have been in good strategy calls, we have been in a really good position and in really driving smart, and eventually we capitalized on Alex Gillen and Tiamat Mardek getting together on the final lap, jumping from 5th to 3rd, which gave us another podium for the series. P5 I would have been absolutely happy with. P3 I was over the moon on that Saturday night, so that was like a really great experience and a really great result. So yeah, looking forward to hopefully getting a bit more consistently in the top positions in the F1 Creator Series. I think the season still goes till the first week of March. And now speaking about the future, there is exciting things coming up on this month in February. It already started, obviously, but as you may have seen last weekend on Sunday, I revealed a little bit of a review out of the footages and out of the social media bits and pieces that Le Mans Ultimate has shared with us about the upcoming Le Mans Ultimate game. As we understand, the 20th of February is going to be released as an early access, and good news for you, I have linked you the video that I'm talking about on Sunday in the top right corner. So if you've missed it, give it a watch and put down in the comments area below over there what you think about it. And additionally, I'm happy to tell you guys that I got a couple of days off around the 20th of February from work. So I will make sure to spend you a lot of time and spam you videos, live streams about Le Mans Ultimate once it's out. And then we're gonna explore that game together towards the end of the month. So that is something that's coming up this month. Something else that will come up, not this month, but in March, is the Formula Racing League, as far as I understand it, on Race Department. I've seen some posts, some coming soon, you know, that showed the Formula Pro car of R Factor 2, not sure what kind of corner it is, looked a little bit like Silverstone, but let's see. Race Department or Overtake GG would obviously be a little bit more free when it comes to contact selection than R Factor 2 themselves. So I'm looking forward to see what they are up to, and I'm pretty sure that you guys have seen that as well. So put it down in the comments area below. What do you expect from Race Department and Overtake GG? I think they've been a little bit absent. I am not sure if they may have reinforced their team with some former people from MSG and R Factor 2. Quite likely, as we now see R Factor 2 activity happening. But yeah, that will be happening in March. There will be surely an episode or a bits of pieces and information on the next Michi's Esport Diaries in March then about that series. And last but not least, as we have announced this week, there is, and I'm really coming back to the very beginning of the video, since we are free agents still, I'm happy to tell you guys that I keep racing in the Virtual Endurance Championship. With my very own livery, together with Turka Häkkinen, maybe even some Burst Boys. We're just gonna finish the series for fun. We're gonna stream our POVs. I'm currently still debating with the management whether we can get a full access, like a full streaming on board for the entire race. on the Virtual Endurance Championships. That would be amazing to happen. And yeah, I'm looking forward to, you know, getting a little bit into a relaxed year of sim racing 2024. Really, as long as Le Mans Ultimate is not, Le Mans Virtual Series is not announced or happening, it is really touch and go. Like, I can really pick what kind of races and what kind of series do I want to do. It's kind of going a little bit back to the roots, as Esport is kind of dead right now. Not that in a sense, but it's like really low frequency, not much happening. So we're going a little bit back to the roots, community racing, races for fun. Like, you really go a little back into how it all started. And that is really something I'm looking forward. Obviously, the stream hopefully will grow. You guys gonna get more POVs. You guys gonna get different type of streams and races seen. And I'm looking forward to have a little bit of a change in the way sim racing works for me personally. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that as well. Any questions, any comments, anything you'd like to add, put it down in the comments area below. I'm happily gonna pick it up and answer on it. And otherwise, bring it up for the next Michi's Esport Diaries in March. Guys, have a good time. Have a great February. And yeah, see you out on Le Mans Ultimate and R Factor 2 for more streams this week. This month. Guys, have a good one. Bye-bye.